Today, Bitcoin holds on to the $102,000 mark, while Ether dips. Trump Media plans to launch a financial services firm with crypto potentially on the list of investments. And after the company received its license to operate in the EU just this week, Haider Rafique of OKX discusses Europe's role as a crypto hub. Welcome to CNBC's Crypto World. I'm Katie Tarasov. Crypto markets in the red this morning. As of noon Eastern, Bitcoin was flat at the $102,000 level. Ether lost 2% and slipped back below $3,100. Meanwhile, Dogecoin dropped by 3%. That's after asset manager Bitwise filed with the SEC to list an ETF for the meme token on Tuesday. Okay, sticking with ETFs as we jump into the latest headlines. Tuttle Capital wants to launch leveraged ETFs for several crypto tokens, including the Trump and Melania meme coins. The ETF provider proposed the 2x leveraged funds to the SEC on Monday. If approved, these funds would let investors supplement their gains on increases of the spot price, but could also wipe out the full principal value if the underlying asset loses more than 50% in a day. The proposals for leveraged funds also include Bonk, another meme token, as well as larger cap altcoins like XRP, Solana, and Cardano. Next, Trump Media, the parent company of the president's Truth Social platform, plans to expand its business to offer financial services, including crypto. The firm's planned fintech brand will be called TruthFi and will start up with an investment of up to $250 million, custodied by Charles Schwab. Trump Media says Schwab would broadly advise TruthFi investments and strategy. According to the announcement, the investment may be allocated to Bitcoin and smaller cryptocurrencies or crypto-related securities, along with traditional investment vehicles. The company expects TruthFi to launch later this year, and it comes after President Trump claimed major financial firms were debanking conservatives. As of noon, shares of Trump Media popped more than 8%. Last, Crypto.com is delisting 10 tokens in Europe at the end of the month, including Tether and PayPal's stablecoin, to comply with MiCA requirements. The company says customers will no longer be able to purchase the tokens at the end of January and have until the end of March to convert any of the tokens in their portfolio to MiCA-compliant assets before they get automatically converted. Other affected tokens include the exchange's own staked offerings of ETH and Solana, as well as DAI, Liquid CRO, Pax Dollar and Gold, Wrapped Bitcoin, and XSGD. MiCA, the regulatory framework for digital assets in the region, went into full effect late 2024. All right, let's keep talking about European crypto regulation for our main story. Crypto World's Tanea McKeel spoke with Haider Rafique of OKX about the company's new license to operate in the EU under new MiCA guidelines. Plus, what makes Europe attractive as a hub for digital assets.
All right, Haider, thank you so much for joining us on Crypto World today. OKX just received a MiCA license. That's the European Union's new slate of crypto regulations. Talk to me about the significance of this approval for OKX and what it means for your business now.
Well, first, Tanea, thank you for having me on the show. It is indeed a very exciting milestone for us. There are two key things that I think come out of the MiCA regulation. One, I think it's a tremendous win for people in Europe. There's about 30 markets where this gets implemented. It is an impact on about 400 plus million people in Europe who historically, in the last few years at least, have looked at crypto as an asset class, but haven't been really sure whether it's okay for them to participate. And that's made people nervous. And I think this regulation solves that. The second part, which is extremely helpful, is for operators. Now we have the ultimate clarity on how to operate in the European markets and make sure that we're following the laws and regulations as laid out by MiCA. So what's exciting, particularly for OKX, is that we believe we're the first exchange to acquire the VFA Class 4 license. And that's a very specific nuance. That particular license allows any exchange to operate their own order book in a particular market, along with the other benefits for retail and institutional customers, which includes a localized product in language with a localized customer service and a localized app. So we're really excited. Europe is a huge market. And our services, we believe, represent a new alternative for the current status quo, because historically, you look at crypto exchanges, we are known to be centralized exchanges. And I'd love to talk to you more about how OKX has been building a decentralized product.
Yeah, let's come back to that. I do want to ask you, we've seen some competitors who are also operating in the region delist tokens in order to comply with the MiCA rules. Are these steps that you've already taken, or is it something that you'll have to prepare for in order to become compliant?
Well, we are currently compliant based on MiCA standards. In terms of listings and delistings, our compliance team is going to naturally prioritize making sure that we follow the laws and regulations. So if the MiCA framework requires us to delist certain assets, the first priority is going to be to comply and make sure we do that. And I think that's what you can expect from our firm is we will follow the law to the T. And hopefully, with the ongoing conversations with regulators, we can continue to evolve the regulation, so to speak.
And you were just talking about the road from centralized exchange to decentralized exchange. What's the latest on that front?
Well, look, I think people have realized that there's a new generation that is being introduced in our society. You look at early 2000s, there was the internet generation. You look at the current times, I would argue there's a new emergence of a generation we call the on-chain generation. This generation really values decentralized internet protocols. They want to exchange and interact goods, services, communications without any intermediary. We saw this trend coming, and as a centralized exchange, it was really important for us to disrupt ourselves early. So you now look at our OKX Web3 decentralized mode, which is a mode very easily accessible for anyone on our platform. And this is a mode where you have a self-custody wallet. It is the most interoperable self-custody wallet, so you don't need to bridge assets or have 5 different wallets to manage your virtual assets. It's one solution. And secondly, we have a DEX aggregator, an aggregator that plugs into more than 100 liquidity providers and other DEXs, giving you the best order execution in a DEX environment. So I think that's our way of making sure that we're building the right tooling for a decentralized future.
Haider, going back to the different markets, what is the importance of Europe as a crypto hub right now? Everybody's talking about the United States, given the election, the change of leadership, but what makes Europe an attractive location for you and for the crypto industry broadly?
Well, look, I think MiCA seems to be ahead of U.S. policy today. The President Trump's administration, they have a very pro-crypto stance. We saw an executive order come out, I think, in the last few days, which has a directional sense of where the policy work will focus. But the reality is MiCA is already here. And companies are going to begin to passport or begin passporting in the next few weeks, which means that for operators, Europe is a more immediate opportunity as we wait to see what the Trump administration does in the United States and then welcoming other operators from around the world to come and join the United States.
Where are you in terms of U.S. operations? What's your outlook here in the States under the new regulatory regime?
Historically, we've had a small entity named OKCoin that has operated in the U.S. We're going to sunset that brand. Our hope is that we will enter the United States, but I think we're the type of company that is patient. We want to make sure that we have a differentiated product. What we offer is ultimately a new alternative for people, and that there's policy clarity. So I think you're going to see some of that evaluation happen over the next few months. I can tell you personally, living in California, I am keen and eager for the OKX brand to arrive in the United States in a really big way.
Okay, that's all for Crypto World today. We'll be back again tomorrow, and we'll see you then.